Up until the 4th of August, South Africa is celebrating National Science Week. The idea is to highlight the valuable contribution that science and technology makes to the nation. Well, it is of course a very important topic, and every year we hear from educators who say not enough is being done for science and maths. Well, let's find out just how tasty it is. Let the magic begin with science and to reiterate why students shouldn't overlook it in their studies. I'm joined by Professor Azwinndini Muronga, Professor of Physics and also the Director at the UJ Soweto Science Centre. Professor, good day to you. I'm highly intimidated sitting here next to you. I failed science miserably at school, so I hope today goes according to plan. Good to have you with us.
Good to have me as well. Thank you.
We're going to have a science experiment, which I'm sure our producers will show you in a moment. Those two young ladies are going to do it. I'm going to ask you to hold back for just a moment, ladies. They're very keen, as we can see, Professor. Hold on to that. First, National Science Week. In about 30 seconds, why is this so important?
South African public deserve to know where their money is going in this Department of Science and Technology. If we're saying we're having SKA and the rest of population is not aware of it, if we're launching an electric car, and the public deserve to know. During this National Science Week, that's where we go and really make the public aware of science activities.
All right, we're talking SKA, we're talking electric cars, all these wonderful things which science has created for us here in South Africa. Well, the SKA in particular, very exciting for us. Professor, you have two of your young proteges who I'm sure will be with the SKA, designing your own cars, and I'm sure such things, ladies, one day. Thank you for coming in to the two of you. Professor, are you going to take us through the experiments and explain what's happening, or shall the young scientists do it for us?
The young scientists, actually, they're experts. They will do it for us and they can show us what they have.
All right, ladies, the platform is all yours. You've brought your beakers, your test tubes, and that's as much as I know about science. So the floor is yours. Tell me what you are going to do.
Today I'll be showing you how we produce nylon, which is a material that makes clothing. It's pretty easy, actually. We're going to use hexamethyl diamine. Put that in there.
I hope there's no test at the end of this because I can't pronounce the name of it. So we'll just go with what you're going to do at the moment.
Yeah. And then we mix it with iodophile chloride.
Okay, it's not going to blow up, is it? I'm not sure my boss would like me too much.
No explosions today. Just a little smoke.
And Professor, the students, while they are busy with this, is this first year, second year, third year students? Because we're trying to create, aren't we, an element of excitement about science. It's not just maths and crunching numbers. There's a sexiness almost to it, isn't there?
That's true. One of the things is that we're also encouraging the youngsters to go and encourage those who are still at high school. Right there we have got a third year students in biochemistry. And somebody who just finished from university and now it's a lab technician. She directs all the students who come to university to do the experiment.
All right, now we have, what is that? Nylon coming out of the beaker. That is effectively how it's all worked.
Yes, this is nylon. You could roll all day.
You could roll all day and make a little pink scarf like the one you're wearing at the moment. And this is the sort of thing that you're learning at the University of Johannesburg. This is something that you have wanted to do. Why do you want to be a scientist?
Because it's a pretty exciting field to work in. I mean, it's interesting to know that you can make your own clothes, make your own material, and it's quite broad. It's not stereotyped or whatever. It's broad. You can go into pharmaceuticals or whatever.
Not only a scientist, but you might even open up your own boutique in Hyde Park one day. That's, Professor, just one. Is there two experiments, I believe? We're going to do a second experiment?
The other one, they're going to just show as to how ordinary people in their homes can actually use their household instruments and equipments to actually generate something for themselves. For example, they can demonstrate how can one make diesel for your own car.
Right. Biodiesel.
Exactly.
Right.
So those are some of the things.
Let's, this young lady with the fancy glasses, show us how this is done. What are you going to be doing for us?
I'm just going to show you how we generate the biodiesel from the waste vegetable oil that we use in our daily basis. The reason why we're doing this, you know, we are facing challenges with the environment. So we are trying to go green. So we encourage people to reuse the vegetable oil. There are many things that we can do, we can use we can do from the waste vegetable oil. Right. Then one of those things is the biodiesel.
Right.
What we do, we take the normal vegetable oil which has been used, then we mix it with the methanol, and then we generate a biodiesel. As you can see, And then we also have the bioproduct, which is a glycerol.
Yes.
This glycerol you can use to make a soap, a normal soap that we use for washing or to bath.
So are you going to be able to show us one of those now while we're live on air and the professor and I keep talking? Is that what you're going to be doing?
No.
Not, okay, but that's
No.
the end product as to
That's
what
the
you
end,
can achieve as well. I'm going to ask Godfrey, our floor director. Godfrey, if you could perhaps just grab that little piece of nylon for me on the set as well. Godfrey, if I can ask you to bring that through to us. I just want to be able to show viewers just how well made that has been. Let me introduce Godfrey, our floor director, to you. He's the one who puts me to air every single day. And Professor, while we're looking at this now, the UJ side of things, obviously doing very, very well as far as science is concerned. It's Science Week, but also it all comes down to money, doesn't it, as we look at the nylon. Where is the money coming from?
Yes, that's a good question.
Touch this, I hope.
The government in its national development plan, they said they want a knowledge-based economy. And this is a typical example of actually the country starting to use the scientists to say, okay, the government has invested a lot of money in the science, now this is the time to show. Because most of this money comes from the Department of Science and Technology. In the example of SKA, of course, the international community, and the international community wants the young South Africans to come out there and use this SKA, because it's of no use for us to have SKA, for example, without the human capacity behind.
And there we have it, the human capacity doing the experiments for us. Professor, thank you very much indeed for coming in. As I spill this all over myself, I hope it doesn't burn me in the end. Ladies, thank you very much for coming in as well. That was Professor Azwinndini Muronga, Professor of Physics and the Director of the UJ Soweto Science Centre, talking about National Science Week. And there we go, we made this now on air. I can go get some clothing. Might actually fit me. There we go. Very, very good.